This episode is brought to you by Allstate. Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first, like to check the date of the big game first before you accidentally buy tickets on your 20th wedding anniversary and have to spend the next 20 years of your marriage making up for it. Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Savings vary. Terms apply. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Northbrook, Illinois.
This episode is brought to you by Amazon. Sometimes the most painful part of getting sick is the getting better part. Waiting on hold for an appointment, sitting in crowded waiting rooms, standing in line at the pharmacy, that's painful. Amazon One Medical and Amazon Pharmacy remove those painful parts of getting better with things like 24/7 virtual visits and prescriptions delivered to your door. Thanks to Amazon Pharmacy and Amazon One Medical, healthcare just got less painful.
We're so done with New Year, New You. This year, it's more you on Bumble. More of you shamelessly sending playlists, especially that one filled with show tunes. More of you finding Geminis because you know you always like them. More of you dating with intention because you know what you want. And you know what? We love that for you. Someone else will too. Be more you this year and find them on Bumble.
Welcome back to Rams Up, your favorite LA Rams podcast. We are part of the Fans First Sports Network. You can follow us on our YouTube channel as well, at LA Rams Up. I'm your host, Mark. I'll be joined occasionally by my football gurus, Paul and Ian. Let's get to it. What's going on, Ram fans? Episode 611 of Rams Up. I'm going to get into my Week 16 power rankings and my Week 16 Rams Up straight up game picks. And I will, by the way, be resharing that in a different format, video format, of course, on the YouTube channel, probably sometime Wednesday. Get through some quick news items here. Tyler Higbee activated, coming back, our great tight end. Now, I'm thinking going to be in the low 20s in New York. Hopefully they ease him back in slowly, get him ready for the big game against Arizona. We'll see what the Rams' plans are, though. And the Rams' Week 17 game hosting Arizona on Saturday night. And that'll be an extremely important game. So, courtesy of Cameron DeSilva on X, he shared all of this. If all the favorites win this week, Rams beat the Jets, Cardinals beat the Panthers, Vikings beat the Seahawks, and then the Rams come back and win Saturday night over the Cardinals, the Rams' playoff chances would stand at 99% before their Week 18 finale. And by the way, make sure you check out Ian's Orchestrated Rams segment. Good stuff. Don't miss out on that. All right, let's get to those power rankings. We'll kick things off with the green room. Who is still in the green room? Who was there last week and is still in the green room? Well, the Commanders and the Rams. Commanders escaping with a win over the Saints, so they didn't overly impress, going up against two backup quarterbacks. And the Rams, 12-6 over the 49ers, and that was maybe more due to a really poor performance by the 49er offense. But hey, the Rams got the win on the road against a despised rival. Can I put it that way? I think I can. But a little bit of a disappointing effort from the Rams offense, especially after we saw them put 44 points up on the Bills, just 12 on the 49ers. But that 49ers defense is still the real deal. Very good team. But those two teams are still in the green room, and one team dropping out of the top 12 into the green room, the Seattle Seahawks. Yeah, makes sense, right? Got hammered by the Packers at home in a really important game. And down and out of the green room, probably not going to get back into it, the San Francisco 49ers. Man, the previous week you're thinking, hey, big win against the Bears. This is the 49er team we expected. And then that dud against the Rams. And there were so many mistakes that they made in that game, on offense especially. And then that sideline incident with Devondre Campbell, Drake Greenlaw getting hurt again. It was just a mess. So 49ers are out of the green room. So there's one team I elevated out of the green room into the top 12, and who might that be? That would be my new number 12 team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Man, they are stealing this NFC South right out from underneath the Atlanta Falcons, and the Falcons have no one else to blame but themselves. Bucks playing really good football. What they did to the Chargers defense, did not see that coming. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a well-deserved number 12 ranking in my Week 16 power rankings. Number 11, the Houston Texans took care of the Dolphins. They were on a downward trajectory for a while, but they've regrouped and have locked up the AFC South. My number 10 team, it was a bad loss. Not a good look for the Chargers, especially at home, especially against a team that flew coast to coast to play them. But still, they're a good football team and they'll get it together. I think they got a lot of guys banged up, but this Thursday game against the Broncos. Now, it's not the end of the world. It's not a must-win game for the Chargers, but it's a really gotta-have-it game for the LA Chargers for sure. Not so much for the Broncos. They're in a little bit better position. But the Chargers, they got to be looking over their shoulder a little bit. Just got to find a way to win a game here down the stretch, a win or two, and they should be okay. And my number 9 team is those Denver Broncos. Well coached, Bo Nix coming around. We know they have a good defense, just figuring it out week to week. Now, their 4-game winning streak that they had, not really that impressive when you consider who they played. I'll talk about that in my game picks, but the Broncos are my number 9 team. My number 8 team, the Pittsburgh Steelers, lost the Battle of Pennsylvania pretty decidedly. And we see this from the Eagles over and over again, don't we? It's true. Teams kind of hang around with them for a half, and then it's over. Steelers ended up losing pretty badly to the Eagles in Philadelphia. And my number 7 team, the Baltimore Ravens, I think they've been underperforming all year long. And this past week, they were playing the Giants, but still, really impressive performance, especially from Lamar Jackson. Scary team, don't forget about them. Now, they're giving up a lot of yards through the air on defense, and that concerns me. But I think they are a better team than the Steelers, and we'll find out about that this week. These two teams play for the second time. The Packers move up 1 spot from number 7 to number 6 due to their easy win over the Seahawks, and the Vikings holding steady at number 5 with a convincing win over the Bears, but that's kind of what we expected, right? And then the biggest change, dropping from the number 1 spot all the way down to number 4, the Detroit Lions, 12-2, but that defense really stumbled against the Bills. Dan Campbell, a little bit aggressive there, an early onside kick. Not sure about these Lions. They're going to be a force to deal with in the playoffs, but looking a little more beatable today than they did, let's say, a month ago. The Bills stay at number 3 with their 11-3 record. And you think maybe I'd bump them up a little bit, but not going there quite yet. That defense, 86 points surrendered in 2 games. That's what is holding me back from elevating them higher. And, the 2 teams above them, I think they deserve it. The number 2 Eagles moving up from 4 to number 2. They rolled the Steelers in Philadelphia. And then the Chiefs finally reaching number 1. I finally did it. 13-1. Still not impressing me in a lot of ways. And, they're going to be up against it 3 games in 11 days. And what's the situation with Patrick Mahomes? And we're going to have that dilemma if they do lose without Patrick Mahomes. But we know Mahomes is coming back. How much are we going to ding him? I guess it depends on how well the Eagles, Bills, and Lions play, and maybe the Vikings and Packers. So that's my power rankings heading into Week 16. I'd call my Tier 1 teams the Chiefs, Eagles, Bills, Lions, and I'm going to include the Vikings and Packers at this point. That's right, 6 Tier 1 teams, and then the Tier 2 teams, the Ravens and Steelers. I'd probably leave it at that. And the Tier 3, Broncos, Chargers, Texans, and Bucks. And you know what? The Rams, Commanders, and Seahawks are right there behind them. And a lot of you Ram fans are going to ask, wait a minute, I don't have the Rams in the top 12. Yeah, I need to see a little bit more out of them. I'm not sure what's up with this 49ers team they just beat Let's see them fly across the country, take care of business against the Jets. They'll probably enter my top 12. Could very well be that my desire to not show bias for my favorite team is causing me to go the other way. That actually might be the case, but bear with me here. I think the Rams arrow is pointing up. Be back in a second with our Rams Up Straight Up game picks.
Oh, it's such a clutch off-season pickup, Dave.
I was worried we'd bring back the same team.
I meant those blackout motorized shades.
Blinds.com made it crazy affordable to replace our old blinds.
Hard to install?
No, it's easy. I installed these and then got some for my mom. She talked to a design consultant for free and scheduled a professional measure and install.
Hall of Fame son.
They're the #1 online retailer of custom window coverings in the world.
Blinds.com is the GOAT.
Go to Blinds.com for 40% off site-wide. Blinds.com. Rules and restrictions may apply.
My Rams Straight Up game picks did pretty well. Week 15 went 14-2. Pete went 12-4, so I now lead him by 10 picks. We disagreed on the Rams and Niners. That went my way. Texans, Dolphins. That went my way. Falcons, Raiders. That went my way. We both got the Chargers Bucks game wrong. Both of us went with the Chargers. And then he had the Bills over the Lions. So that's the one game that went his way. 3 went my way, 1 went his way, and 1 we both missed on. And that's how we get to this current record. I'm at 150 correct, 74 wrong. Pete, 10 behind, 140 correct and 84 wrong. Pretty dang sure I've got this wrapped up. So what are my Week 16 Rams Up Straight Up picks? Start off with a Thursday night game, Broncos at the Chargers. This is a big game. Chargers favored by 3. The 2 top scoring defenses in the league, although the Chargers D has really been slipping. Chargers won the first meeting between these two teams back in December, 23-16 in Denver. 2 University of Oregon quarterbacks going at it. Broncos winners of 4 straight, but who have they beaten? They have beat the Falcons, Raiders, Browns, and Colts. So couple okay teams there. Shouldn't get too excited about a 4-game winning streak. Man, it would be nice if the Rams had a stretch like that, wouldn't it? Kind of torn on this one. Really torn. I don't know. I guess I'll go with the home team. It's going to be extremely low scoring. Looking at something like 16-10 would be my guess. Texans at the Chiefs. Texans are favored on this. This is the Patrick Mahomes effect. Carson Wentz will likely get the start for the Chiefs. I will be pulling for him, but I'm going to go with the Texans. You know, I might have even gone with the Texans if Mahomes played. Not sure how critical this game is to either team, actually. Texans have already clinched the AFC South, and the Chiefs are in cruise mode at this point. Steelers at the Ravens. Ravens favored by 6, which surprised me. I thought that was a little high. These two teams played a month ago in Pittsburgh. The Steelers won 18-16. I guess that was 6 field goals. I think that was the case. And if you saw Lamar Jackson last week, you'll be doing what I'm doing. I'm taking the Ravens. And I think the Ravens are going to end up winning the AFC North. Browns at the Bengals. Bengals favored by 8. I don't have time for this. Bengals are going to win that one. Giants at the Falcons -10. The Giants have established themselves as the worst team in the league. Atlanta sure has disappointed, though. Losers of 4 straight heading into that Monday night game with the Raiders. Man, everybody was all in on Atlanta because of this easy schedule and a weak division, and then here come the Bucks. Cardinals at the Panthers +4. You want to talk about a must-win game. This is one of them for the Cardinals. Wouldn't put it past the Panthers to make it competitive, though. I'll take the Cardinals. Lions at the Bears +7. This might end up being a must-win game for the Lions if they want to hold on to the #1 seed and possibly the NFC North title. Their D is just so banged up, but they should win this game. Titans at the Colts -4.5. I'll just roll with the home favorite here. 2 teams that are going to be in the quarterback market once this season ends. Eagles at the Commanders +3. Man, the Commanders really dodged a bullet last week against the Saints. If the Saints had converted that 2-point conversion, it would really have changed the Commanders' season, their prospects anyways. Eagles beat them a month ago in Philly 26-18. This game will be close for a while, like all Eagles games, but then they'll pull away and win by 7 or 8. Vikings at the Seahawks +3. Is it going to be Sam Howell versus Sam Darnold? We won't know for a few days, probably. Geno Smith did not look happy on that sideline, though. Seahawks are just a weird team, and the Vikings are a solid team, and the Vikings will take care of the Seahawks. Patriots at the Bills -14. Okay, Josh Allen is the MVP. I get it. But has anyone noticed the Bills' D has given up 84 points over the last 2 games as to the Rams and Lions? Jags at Raiders -1. I'm going to take the Jags. I don't know. I have a hard time picking against the Jags, and I can't explain it. I think they'll win this one. Raiders at home, yeah, whatever. Jags win. 49ers at the Dolphins -1.5. I really don't know what to make of this game. 49ers must be just so deflated, as are the Dolphins. Dolphins have a little bit more life, though. 49ers flying across the country to take them on. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think it's going to be the Dolphins taking this one. Don't feel real strongly about that, though. Bucks at Cowboys +4. Another tough one to pick. Bucks are just playing really good football. Just destroyed that Chargers defense last week. And the Cowboys, they've rallied a little bit, played some good football last week after an emotional loss the week before. But the Bucks just have too much to play for here, and they will win this game. This time of year, that is such a difference maker. Teams looking ahead to the playoffs, at least a possible playoff berth, and then teams like the Cowboys, the whole season has gone south from like week 3 or 4, and they're not going to be feeling it. They're looking for the exits. They're looking for their trips to the Bahamas and Mexico. Just about done. Bucks will win. Saints at the Packers -13.5. Spencer Rattler, I assume, will get the start for the Saints. After Jake Haener stumbled last week, he took over, but Packers will win this one. Another team that's got a lot to play for. Saints, man, if they had won that game, if they had pulled off that 2-point conversion, boy, would have made things really interesting in the NFC South coming down the stretch. And then we have the Rams at the Jets. Rams favored by 3. Some Ram fans I see are acting like this is a cakewalk game. Is this a trap game? And now we know it's not a trap game. This does not qualify as a trap game. This is a very challenging game for our Rams. Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, and Garrett Wilson could be a real problem for this D. Rams flying across the country. Cold weather. Going to be probably low 20s at game time, if not colder. And yeah, Rams coming off a big win against the 49ers. I still don't think this is a trap game. Just don't see it. Going to be a really, really tough game. And it's almost a coin flip game in my opinion. But I'm going to take the Rams. Probably a low scoring game. Jets defense will give the Rams some issues, especially Matthew Stafford in the passing game. Rams are going to have to do it on the ground. And they're fully capable of doing that. Hopefully they do. Hopefully Sean McVay doesn't bail on the run game if it doesn't work early. Rams stick to the run game here. They should win this game. Those are my Rams Up Straight Up picks for Week 16. That's going to do it for this episode. Remember, you can reach us at ramsuppodcast@gmail.com. And don't forget about our YouTube channel. Our handle is at laramsup.com. Till next time, keep the horns up, stay safe, and have fun out there.